The good, the bad and the ugly tonight. Hi everyone, how are you doing? It's Irish. Welcome to Facebook. Welcome to, if you're watching on YouTube as well. We're going to be talking about the under-23s. Fantastic win tonight. I've only just literally got in myself. Some negativity about our fans as well and some ugly scenes. But let's start with the positive. So the under-23s finally won that penalty shootout. You know, I had to leave the ground early. We'll come to that in a moment. But I was watching it on the stream on the way back as Newcastle won eventually 11-10 on penalties after a 2-2 draw in normal/extra time as well. And obviously we're seeing Luke Charman step up twice. We're seeing Paul Woolston score penalty as well. So very entertaining night and a freezing blimmin' night at the Stadium of Light. Right. So, you know the game. You know Newcastle obviously we went ahead through Curtis Good, that forgotten man, you know, so Newcastle fans are going nuts. We've seen Sunderland score through a penalty, which was a penalty. It was a blatant penalty. And they equalised and we've got Luch running up to us and all of this, doing that in our faces and so on. There is a match vlog coming shortly on the channel, so do keep an eye out for that too. And then obviously in the second half, you know when Newcastle went on to concede, first of all, Luch scored again. Newcastle's defending all over the place, but then Cal Roberts scored right at the very end, and that's the point where me and Mark left the ground, and we'll come on to that again in a minute. But then they went in extra time, you know, we hit the crossbar. We're seeing Gallagher hit the woodwork as well. It was Good who hit the crossbar, sorry, and Gallagher also hit the woodwork too. And then it went into penalties, and that dramatic penalty win. We'll go through, fantastic, great, because we don't really have a timely derby as such nowadays, and it looks like it's going to make it a little bit more difficult in the first team of Sunderland's position in the Championship. But overall, great win, fantastic. We'll go on and play Porto in the semi-finals of the Premier League at the National Cup, who are the holders of the competition as well. Now let's talk about some negative, the ugly side of things. Now, you know, there was a sense that something was going to happen at half-time, because what happened at half-time, we're seeing loads of kids and went with the phones, and they were recording around the steward. In the concourse, Newcastle fans wanted to sing Newcastle fans songs and whatever, you know, that's fine, no problems with that. And then they start surrounding just one steward, and there wasn't many stewards at the game tonight, and they were surrounding him, recording him in his face, and there was about 7 or 8 of them, and I think that was a little bit wrong. It was like, okay, let's just forget about it. But then, and it was about the 70th minute, Newcastle fans at the back of us, at the top, because I was near the front, I was only the second, third row in, at the very top, were ripping up seats and then singing about it. And I thought that was literally damn out of respect. Yeah, you can have your banter with Sunderland. The fans were absolutely magnificent tonight. The way support was unreal, amount of singing going on, the numbers, you know, there must have been a good, with doubled amount of what Sunderland, this is a Sunderland's home game, and away fans doubled their amount, and we were a different stand to them. However, you know, that puts a negative on it all, because I've seen a couple of them chucked pieces of the chair at the steward who was standing there on his own, and that went over my head, over Mark's head, a couple of kids around us, and we're seeing kids around us, 4- or 5-year-olds sitting on like the nephews and uncles and stuff, their knees, and mums, dads, whatever, and we're seeing families leave and said, no, we're not having none of this, this is unsafe. And we felt the same as well, even though we were at the front, we were like, we could be next. Easiest thing to do was probably move seats and go. But the only thing how Sunderland set it up is if you wanted to move seats, you would have to go up behind them. And there was a couple of free seats, yeah, but we thought, look, let's try and avoid that, because there will be clashes. And there were clashes. Now, we didn't see those clashes because we already left the ground, but at full time, we've already seen Twitter reports, you know, by a couple of the journalists saying that Newcastle fans have clashed with Sunderland fans. And it's a real crying shame, because we were absolutely magnificent, our support, the amount of numbers and the noise that we did, and the lads put in the performance to match it. But that small minority ripping the chairs up, throwing them and clashing at the end is bang out of order for me. I do not want to be part of that. Newcastle Fans TV does not want to be part of that. If you're one of those supporters doing that, why are you doing that? That is just wrong in my opinion. You're making us have a bad name.